I'm smiling, but it ain't funny. Hey y'all, like I can't take no more losses. If I take another loss, one thing can change your entire life. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It is Ja the Icon here, and today I will be revamping my video, The Icon's Guide to Ruling Your World in 2024 to 2026. Let's hop right into this because this is going to be a very deep, vulnerable video. The way that I want to start this video off is basically just being open with you guys. 2025 was literally one of the hardest years of my life. And like, I'm smiling, but it ain't funny. It was genuinely like very challenging for me. I felt disconnected from myself, but I also feel like I learned a lot about myself this year. My 2024 was pretty good, but it ended wrong. So I feel like that pushed into my 2025, and it definitely like changed the trajectory of my life a lot. I felt like very behind this year. I felt like I wasn't doing enough for myself or in general, and I felt like a flop, like Flop Nation, all that. Like, it was actually a really difficult year. School was difficult for me because I finally found out that I do have ADHD, which made a lot of sense, but I was never medicated for it or like properly, you know, regulating it. And that showed because in college, you know, there's a lot of lectures and things of that nature. I wasn't used to that. It wasn't working for me, which is why like I couldn't learn properly, and I felt like I was failing myself, but my grades never showed that, so like that's what matters. But it was like my stress levels were very high. I was always overwhelmed, and like I felt like I wasn't learning anything due to that. But you know, everything's worked out now, so that's good. I learned a lot about myself and like how I would navigate a relationship. I was in a relationship this year, and it taught me a lot about myself and how I love. We are not together anymore, but there's no bad blood or anything. I needed to grow more individually before I was able to connect with another person. Even though we did spend like a lot of time together, that was the issue. The issue was the amount of time that we spent together, and I didn't have enough for myself. And as somebody who was going through a lot already, that's not healthy, and I didn't want to project that onto other people. I feel like the same thing goes with my friendships. I kind of like, I found my people, and I found people, like, I realized that certain people aren't for me. It's hard to like realize that because you always like, obviously you really want certain people in your life. It's like, oh, like we're like this, but in your heart, in your mind, it's not going to be like that. It's not necessarily what you need in your life, what you need in your space. It's not healthy. It's just fun for the time being until it's not. Content, all that stuff, it was so much harder for me this year too because I was so like caught up in everything else that was going on around me that I felt like anything that was going on was gonna just push down my content and it wasn't gonna come out right. And I felt very like self-conscious of my content this year, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Like, I was doing like photo shoots, but I wasn't pushing out enough. I have very high standards for myself, so this year was just like I said earlier, like a flop. Like, I felt like I wasn't doing what I expect myself to do. And of course we have like off season, so I'm just gonna chalk it up and say it was that. But I know that like this upcoming year I'm gonna do a lot better, and that's what matters. I went through something very traumatic last year, and that is what changed the trajectory of my 2025 because I thought that if I distracted myself, it would go away, which is what I did before. This has happened before, so it was like, okay, maybe I should just push it to the side. I couldn't do that, kept seeing the person, kept having to interact with them, kept just dealing with things that I didn't want to deal with pertaining to this person, and especially because it was in like the space that I was in, like the creative space, modeling, things of that nature. And I felt like my space was being intruded, and like I also just felt really guilty for not speaking up about it, and I just didn't know how to like process things. So like, and that's just one of the things that happened to me. So it's like when you start piling things on and like it just keeps stacking, it gets overwhelming and I tend to just push it to the back of my head, but getting distracted doesn't really help in the long run. Even though I was in therapy, I have to implement everything that I was learning as well. We're gonna get into how to fix all of my problems and some of yours, because I know some of you may relate to me, and I feel like this is a good space and good time to be open and vulnerable and rule our worlds in 2026, because my 2024 was pretty good. So we're not having another off season. We're not. This is exactly how I am going to set up my 2026 so that I can't take no more losses. I can't, y'all. Like, I can't take no more losses. If I take another loss, just know I don't have time for games. And I'm entering my senior year of college. It's really time to lock in. So I set up a system. It's called GRIP. Get a grip. How about that? Like, everybody, we're gonna get a grip this year. GRIP stands for goals, rules, intentions, and pursuit. Y'all know it gets serious when I take my journal out. Oh, it's time to lock in. When it comes down to my goals, I want to break down each goal into like categories, and then also plan goals quarterly or monthly instead of the whole year. What are the steps that I'm going to take to get to those goals? That's where the R comes in. Now, my rules are as follows. Allow people to see you trying and not just succeeding. I have the biggest issue with this. Y'all will never know that I'm struggling or I'm working on something, but you'll see me post it though. And I hate that for me, because I've noticed that, like, y'all, like my audience, y'all love to see me doing stuff, and like I hate to see me doing stuff. Like, I don't know, like I just feel like it's boring, but y'all actually like it. So I'm gonna do more of that, because it's gonna help me grow, and it's gonna help me like adjust to that and like learn to love the process more than just the result. Number 2 is practicing gratitude, especially for the small wins in life. I've been doing this already, so that's one of the things that really got me through this year. Practicing gratitude is very, very important. If it's something small, please appreciate it. You woke up this morning, appreciate it. You were able to start your car, appreciate it. You have water to drink, appreciate it. If you got 2 new followers today, appreciate that, because that is a big win for you. No matter how small it is in that brain of yours, it's a big win, because it's contributing to your growth as a human being. Because if we don't appreciate what we already have and the smaller stuff, we're not going to make room for anything bigger. It's not going to come to you because you're not even appreciating what you already have. Number 3, avoid comparison. I don't really compare myself to other people anymore, so it's kind of like comparing myself to myself. I compared myself this year to myself last year and in 2023 so much that I forgot that I can just keep going, and that like threw me for a loop. Like, I can't keep comparing myself to past me, because life moves on with or without me. Don't compare yourself to other people. That slows down your progress, because your life is your life, their life is their life, and everybody's journey is going to be different. Your journey is going to be different. One thing can change your entire life. You're experiencing everything for a reason. You might not know the reason. I don't know the reason, but it's for a reason. Number 4, never let another person get in the way of your goals. And I cannot stress this enough. Do exactly what makes you happy, what makes you closer to your goal. Do that, because you're not living anybody else's life but yours. Their opinions might matter to you, but they're not going to keep you going. Like, if somebody's constantly in your ear speaking negatively, or if they're just telling you, oh, like, you can't do that, like, that's not this, that's not that, or, you know, you're considering not doing something because you're going to leave people behind. You're not leaving them behind. You're making moves for you. They're still going to be there, and they still have a life. So honestly, a lot of the people that you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, like, maybe I shouldn't move to this city because they're going to miss me. They have other things that they're going to need to do in life where they're going to leave you, and they're not going to be thinking about that. So it's like, why put yourself back when you can push yourself forward and bring them with you? You don't have to Trust me, you do not have to set yourself back for anybody else, because your life is going to keep going. And that's gonna pop up a lot in this video, but life moves so fast, and you're not gonna realize how fast life is until you look back and you're like, wait, I thought that was a week ago. Just live for you, please. Number 5, practice positive self-talk. This is straight out of my therapy notebook. Trust me, this is straight from my therapist, bro. She implemented this in my life so hard. Like, she forced me to do this. If you're one of my friends and you're watching this, I need you to comment down below and let the people know that I don't play when it comes down to this. I do not let my friends say anything bad about themselves, anything bad about their lives, anything like negative, and they're like, oh, like, this sucks, I can't do. You can't. 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 Yes, you can. You can do anything that you put your mind to and you put effort towards. Try it. Do it. You're never gonna see results if you don't attempt. Talk to yourself as if you're talking to your child. If you start treating yourself like your own child, you're gonna love yourself a lot more, and you're gonna realize that maybe I am deserving of a lot more than I think that I am. I just have to change my perspective. Perspective changes are the, oh my gosh, like, they're the most important thing ever. Don't be one-sided. Be versatile. In that brain, in life, in your creativity, be versatile, okay? Thank you. Some additional tips that I have are, if you're not in therapy and you want a therapist, do it. Do it, do it, do it. It's the best thing ever, and I've tried multiple therapists, so don't think it's like a one-way street and it's like, oh, like, you're gonna find the perfect one the first time. No, I've had like 5, and this is the one I've been sticking with for over a year now. So trust me, y'all, trust me, it works. It works. I'm a different person. It's great. Incorporate the steps to your goals as non-negotiables in your schedule. One of my goals every year is to stay consistent in the gym. The gym is not something that you just make time for. The gym is something that is going to fit in my schedule. So in between classes, I'm going to go to the gym. Before classes, I'm going to go to the gym. It's going to fit in my schedule and be something that I have to do. It's a part of my routine so that I can't slack off. Study yourself to see what works best for you and what doesn't. I had to realize, like, there's a lot of things that I noticed that, okay, like, if my mental health is going down, or if my work ethic isn't, you know, where I want it to be, there's going to be signs. My room might get dirtier. Don't like that. I might not put on outfits. Don't like that. I might not be eating enough. Definitely don't like that. So there's a lot of things that, like, I know, okay, I need to lock in. I need to rewire my brain, rewire my thoughts, and be like, okay, I'm on it, I'm on it, I'm on it. Because if I don't, I'm going to just keep going downhill rather than pick myself back up. And finally, please remind yourself that anything is possible. If you don't have, like, any faith or belief in yourself, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not. Other people thinking, oh, like, you can do this, I believe in you, it's not going to be enough for you because you don't believe it yourself. You know that you are capable. You have it in the bag, and you know what you want. So go get it. Who's stopping you but you? Exactly. So, with that being said, we will have a great 2026, y'all. We're gonna have a great 2026, and you want to know why? Because I said so, and because you are going to tell yourself that you're gonna have a great year, and you're gonna claim that. Power of the tongue is the most powerful. Keep talking to yourself positively. Keep talking about your life positively. Impact others positively, and it's all gonna come back to you in tenfold. Okay, now for intentions and pursuits. So we have the goals, we have the rules, but what are our intentions? What do we need in order to get there? Right here is my 2026 reality board, and I said reality board because it's going to be my reality, not just a vision. I'm not going to just sit here and be like, oh, like, I want to do that this year. No, I'm going to take initiative, and I'm going to walk my way to those goals. Write out all of your, like, goals, right? And like I said earlier, make them into, like, quarterly or monthly. Just, like, make them shorter terms so that you're not forcing yourself to, like, see a bigger picture when you need to be focused on the steps to get there. Once you list them out, okay, what do I need to do to get this car? I need to save up this amount of money. I need to have this paperwork done. I need to work this amount of time. Okay? Once you have those steps, you can see them. You can visualize, okay, this is exactly what I need to do. It makes it a lot easier to get to your goal. Of course, the route is going to detour sometimes, but it's a lot easier with a route rather than without one. And finally, we have pursuit. Pursuit is probably the hardest part of all of this, honestly. Like, making goals is so easy, you know, making the rules, okay, what do I want to do, what do I need to do, blah, blah, blah. But pursuing them is a lot harder because sometimes you don't have that motivation. But, as my therapist would say, forget the motivation, forget your feelings, do what you said that you were going to do. Stick to the plan. Of course, it's good to give yourself breaks, but not all the time. Every single day, you don't need a break because you're going to continuously give yourself a break. It's going to become one big break and you're never going to get back on track. 1 break a week, fine. 2 breaks a week, fine. Once you get to 3, 6, 7, that's too many, okay? So, we're going to work on that this year. And we're also going to cut 6, 7 out of 2026. So, no more 6, 7 after 12 a.m., okay? I really hope that this gave you some insight and enlightenment on what you want to do this year, and I hope that I'm able to help you in reaching your goals. Please, 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 if you are in my audience, just know that I support you just as much as you support me because you're supporting me right now by just watching this. If you ever need anything, if you ever have any questions about the things that I've gone through, or if you feel like you relate to me and you just want some more insight, let me know. I'm here always. My DMs are open, my emails are open, and my comments are most definitely open. So please feel free to reach out. I hope you guys have an amazing new year. I feel the success just brewing in everybody's life. May all your goals and dreams come true this year, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!